I noticed her undoing her pants. I put a hand over her zipper. No, she wasn't getting off that easy, literally. You're not ready to undress yet. You'll undo your pants when I say you can. You made my life miserable, Tony Agnello, I said like some actress out of a John Waters film. And now you'll pay. Tony whimpered, loving every minute of it. Yes, Elizabeth. I slapped her hand. Don't give me that Elizabeth shit. It's Mistress Elizabeth to you. Get that smile off your face, I said, pushing her against a tree, or else I'll wipe it off for you. God, but I was rusty in the dominatrix dialogue. While she stood there, I wrapped one arm around her waist and put the other down her pants. I fingered her cunt, torturing her until she was begging for release. Then I took out my hand and put it to my own cunt to give myself some much-needed relief. All right, I said, I think you're ready for what I have to give you next. Lie back on the ground, I said, as I rummaged through my bag, wondering what I could use to restrain her and hit her. Ah, perfect. Ass up, I said, as I pulled her hands back with my ponytail holder. Was this right? Would I hurt her too much? It seemed strange to care, considering what she had done to me, but she seemed so nice now. I didn't want to do anything that would be too... I bet you still hate me for taking Lena from you, huh? She asked. Suddenly, I stopped caring whether what I was doing was right or not. She obviously wanted me to be rough. There was no other reason why she'd bring Lena up after all this time. She was trying to make me as mad as possible, so I'd hit her hard. God, she must be dying for a good smacking. Well, she would have to wait and suffer. No, I don't hate you for taking Lena, I lied, massaging her bare ass with the back of my hairbrush. But I bet you wish I did. I bet you'd like to feel the sting of this. It'll really hurt when it hits that ass of yours. I'll whack you so hard your clit will feel the vibration for days. She was breathing loudly, so was I. We were frozen like that for 2 minutes, terrified and excited by what was to come. Then I made good on my promise, hard. Ah, she groaned. I stuck my fingers under my panties and began fingering myself. When I felt she could take the second hit, I whacked her harder. And again, the hardest metal hitting the softest skin, over and over. After each whack, I touched my clit, taking myself just to the edge, but not over. I whacked her until those pale globes turned bright red. I whacked her until I was almost ready to come myself. I wanted to put myself in the same place she was, dying to have an orgasm, but not wanting to end the exquisite torture. Not yet, anyway. I remembered how it felt when Mimi did it to me. At first, you're surprised someone's hitting you, even if you've asked her. Then you're excited. Then you're in pain, but it's a fantastic kind of pain. Each slap makes you want more, as much as you can take, until you can't take anymore, and you're shaking. More than ready to have an orgasm, the kind that can only be gotten from a woman diving headfirst into you with her wet tongue licking rapidly. By this point, Tony was moaning and crying. I panicked. Tony, I said, are you okay? No, she said. I'm better than okay. Whatever you do, don't stop. She touched my hand, silently pleading with her eyes. The transfer of power was complete. She was in my control. I continued smacking her, alternating the brush with my hand, digging my long nails deep into her round cheeks after each whack, making her just a bit more. I paused to feel the results of my work. Her ass felt fiery and her cunt was dripping. I played with her pleasure button just a bit, teasing her. Please, I need to come, Elizabeth. I mean, mistress. No, not yet. Before I had been using just the front of my hand. Now I realized I could do a much better job with the back. I undid her restraint and told her to put that lovely red ass across my lap. I put all the strength I had into that last spanking. I spanked and thought of how Tony and I felt so much self-hatred about being gay that we had to punish ourselves by chasing a girl neither of us could have. I spanked and thought of all the fun we'd missed out on, fighting when we should have been going out with each other. I saw a tree branch. I hit her with it, knowing that the twigs would further sting her already bruised behind, like pouring salt into the wound. I went back to my bag and searched for my vibe. Yes, I carry one around. Doesn't everyone? First, I pleasured myself as she watched. I had restrained her so she was unable to do anything about it but squirm. I felt wonderful as I dropped my pants and put my own bare ass to the breeze. I positioned my wet cunt over the vibrator and felt the most glorious orgasm overtake me. I allowed myself to get dramatic, groaning loudly, just so Tony would suffer, watching me. Finally, I stood and pressed the toy against her clit, holding her tightly as she came. And boy, did she come. I worried our whole graduating class could hear. But as much as she'd enjoyed herself, she also seemed strangely unsatisfied. I could see yearning in her eyes as she finished that last glorious wave. So I smacked her some more with my brush. That did the trick. Each smack only seemed to make her hornier. The harder I slapped, the harder she pushed that greedy cunt of hers against my vibe. At the end, I took off the restraint and licked her clit and watched as her whole body vibrated with pleasure. When she was done, we sat there for a while, staring ahead. Adam Ant played somewhere in the distance. I felt myself come back to reality. Lena liked you better, you know, Tony said. I was just jealous. That's why I took her away. It's why I bullied you so much. I'm sorry, Elizabeth. I'm so sorry. You didn't deserve it. I felt guilty about it all these years. It's the only reason I came here tonight. I had to apologize. It's okay, Tony, I said, as I rubbed her inflamed and beautiful behind. I think we're more than even now. Thank you.